This is a lion's mane mushroom. This is a new species of mushrooms we started growing. Maybe you have already seen lion's mane on the internet, other places. This is a really nice mushroom. I would compare the taste with it. It's like a seafood, like a lobster or something like that. It's very, very special. It's grown inside this new container we built. So this is the third generation of containers we have been building. We have been growing mushrooms for over 2 years now. So we got a lot of experience in how to set up the container the right way, how to set up the growing setup in the right sense. So these mushrooms here, we're growing lion's mane and then we're growing oyster mushrooms. If you saw some of the older videos we made, we had a lot of problems with the mushrooms really stretching a lot, and we figured that they were really stretching for the light and they were stretching for air. So we didn't put enough airflow on the container, and that means that the mushrooms inside the bags, they were kind of strangled because of this high CO2 environment. And when the environment is too high with the CO2, then inside the bag, the mushroom will just get strangled and you will have a lot lower output of what the bag can provide compared to if you would make the setup the right way. We have huge difference in the yield of this container contra the container number 1 we are going inside in a moment, and I will show you how we built this. So the container here is built with blue light because blue light will increase the output of the mushrooms as well. We made a lot of tests with putting different lights with different lengths between each other, and we figured that it's best that the mushrooms have a lot of light. So usually people give 12 hours of light and 12 hours of darkness. We just provide 24 hours of light in here. That's what we chose to do. A lot of other people do it another way, but we're doing this way. We fitted the container with professional electricity setup. We made an electricity box to make sure that everything in here is contained with no water coming in or out. We put a fan in both sides of the container in the top to provide a lot of fresh air. We also have a fan over here with the air going down to the water that we are hydrating the container with. So in this sense, the air is coming in here. We are building up the water moisture in here, and then we are essentially pressing everything down the container. So we're going down the container, and in the end, I will show you, there is an exhaust dragging out all the CO2 from the bottom of the container. So if you see the container like this, we're putting it air in here, and then we're dragging it all the way out here. So, and then it goes out. That means that the CO2 will continually flow this way and not build up inside the container as it does in the other container that I'm about to show you. So let's go to the back of the container. We have the exhaust right here next to our lovely lion's mane growing. So this exhaust will make sure that everything in the bottom of the container will be dragged out. So as you can see here, they are really, really healthy and they're really good. We are increasing the yield on them by testing a lot of different recipes for what we are gonna put inside the bags, so we can get the highest yield possible. As you can see here, we have some oyster mushrooms pinning, really healthy, and there's a lot of pins, so you can see they are really, really healthy, this bag. All white, no contamination at all. So the system works, the pasteurization process works. And now I think we're gonna go into the old setup, and I will show you how we set that up and what to avoid when you're gonna set up your container. So in this container, there's a different setup. We put holes, 3 holes in the bottom of each side, and then we put the air from the production, the hot, humid air inside the production. We are taking this and blasting it inside this room. So these 2 containers are fitted with 5,600 cubic meters of air every hour that goes through them. But it's still not enough. We had half of that, and then we increased it to the double the amount, and we got much better results. But we found that the water, usually we have the water in the middle in this container to make it spread out, but the humidity doesn't reach both sides of the container. So it's better to take this water element and then put it in the front, and then we're gonna put the holes in here as well and blow the air in and then drag it all the way through the container. Yeah, so this is gonna be fitted inside the third container as well, because soon it's gonna be a winter. So we can't maintain the right temperature in the winter time with the air from the outside, because we are in Scandinavia right now and it's getting maybe sometimes minus 10 degrees in the night. That's why we need to fit this inside the third container as well to keep the temperature up. But we're gonna make a valve that's gonna regulate when we're gonna pull air out from outside and then regulate that amount. So in that way we can regulate the temperature, hold the temperature up, but still keep the CO2 level at a minimum. So this is generally how we're gonna do it. These lights, as you see here, we started fitting them out in the sides of the container. We found that it's better to fit them in the middle and then just all the way down, because then it's just up close to the mushrooms. So in some of the older videos, you probably saw that the mushroom starts stretching after light if there's not enough light. This is going to be fixed inside the container here, and we're going to just put lights all the way down. So I think within a week the container will be rebuilt, and we're going to show you the progress. We're going to show you the step-by-step what we are doing, how to fit it. And then so hopefully you also at home know a bit more about how to set up a mushroom farming container. So you could basically set up this container everywhere around the world. It's just a matter of, do you have access to coffee, straw, tree, sawdust? Do you have excess materials that you can grow mushrooms in? If you do that in your area, I think it could be a very good idea to start thinking about utilizing all the waste and making it into a food source. I hope you got a better understanding about how we have been building our own mushroom farm. If you did, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because we're going to put out a lot of quality content like this to make sure that you can provide people with locally sourced, produced food in your area all around the world. And hopefully we can help inspire some people to start thinking more about how to be a bit more environmental about the food production and how to minimize the resources we're using to produce the food we're eating.